All right, interesting highlights from the Australian Open down under. Sayo Owolabi is on the program today. Sayo, Rafael Nadal looks very focused on equaling or perhaps surpassing Roger Federer's Grand Slam records. He is world number one, you know, and he's been imperious in Australia this season.
Yes, good evening, Promise. And yeah, that's the ultimate goal for Rafael Nadal coming into the year 2020. And I think so far so good. Straight set wins in the first round and the second round. Getting ready for the third round. You know he's a power player. And he's shown that in the 2 games he's played so far this tournament. And if he is to equal or even surpass that record held by Roger Federer, we all know that maybe the French Open is in the bag as usual. So if there's any way he would surpass it, he needs to knock up one of the other Grand Slam. And the Australian Open offers a very good platform for him. He's in a good shape. He's world number one, like you said. And all things going well for him at the moment.
Absolutely. And the top 5 players in the men's tennis are still favorites to win in Australia. Do you see any player outside this bracket that can really cause an upset? Maybe Alexander Zverev, who is in good form, or maybe a player like Tsitsipas or Berrettini?
Unfortunately, not at this time. Looking at the build-up to this tournament, we saw the tournament in Adelaide, we saw the ATP Cup. You'd have expected players like Dominic Thiem, maybe Menes Gulbis. Some of those other guys would be punching the weight, but they haven't done that in recent times. So it's still down to the top guys. Roger Federer, Novak Djokovic, and Rafael Nadal. Any other person is an addition to them going into the semifinals and, of course, the final of this tournament.
All right, the women's draw is where you find all kinds of upsets, and we've seen some, so far this season. The latest big-name player to crash out is Kuznetsova.
Yes, and no surprises. The ladies, I think the ladies' game, the WTA has brought up more surprises, has brought up more promise than the men's game, and we've seen different winners of different slams. We've seen some of the seeded top seeds actually getting knocked out, and that's what we've seen in this one. And yes, that's where the shock and the surprises are. And we expect more to really happen over the next few days. There's a Naomi Osaka coming up against a Corey Gauff, for example. If Naomi doesn't shape up,
there's a Coco Gauff.
Coco Gauff can actually knock her out. So she
16 years old.
Exactly. She needs to buckle up in that particular game in the third round, or else we might just see a big shock for Naomi Osaka.
Okay, before I let you go, there are still a few concerns about air pollution in Australia and concerns about the health of these players.
Well, it's rather unfortunate. My heart goes out to the authorities there. We know some of the players complain about this, but it's good to see the tournament actually take off. If there were talks about postponement or a bit some adjustments in the calendar,
air condition, the
stadiums, all that. So it's good to see the tournament take off, and so far so good. I think we've been having the best of times, and we expect it to go on. And at the same time, like I said, we expect the authorities would be able to tackle this environmental pollution, which will not affect the sports on the court.
All right, many thanks to you, Sayo Owolabi, for coming on the program.
Always a pleasure being here.
And on that note, we'll say a goodbye on the program.